recently announced the legalization of name, image, and likeness. A lot of parents out there of student athletes, a lot of student athletes are wondering, what's going to happen to my scholarship? What's going to happen to my status as a W-2 versus a 1099? What's going to happen to my Pell Grants? Well, I'm here to tell you some information which is going to make or break your NIL experience. First, let's talk about what a W-2 is. Let's say you work at Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks for a couple months as a summer job. You made about $10,000. Guess what? That income has federal tax withholdings. That's a federal tax, a state tax, a payroll tax for, let's say, about $5,000. Your net tax income is going to be about $5,000. Coming over to a 1099, which is what a lot of student athletes are going to be classified as under NIL, name, image, and likeness. Let's say you make $10,000 in an endorsement deal. That $10,000 is not subject to the federal, state, and payroll tax withholdings. Now, here's the climactic part. Even though you're not subject to those withholdings, you're going to have to pay a big tax bill when April 15 comes around. You'll have to pay the federal tax, the state tax, the payroll tax, and guess what? This is the killer part. There's a 7.5% self-employment tax. Oh my goodness. On top of all of these other taxes. Whew. So you could probably end up taking home around $3,500 to $4,200. Isn't that much less than what you're making under a W-2? Fear not. At the FitBiz CPA, our team can help you avoid this 7.5% tax by creating something called the S-Corp tax strategy. What am I talking about here? Well, without going into too much details, you're going to be setting up a company, which we will help you do. You'll be getting paid as an employee of this company, of company X. That way, you will be avoiding that 7.5% tax that you would have to pay as a 1099. There are other questions in play as well. Let's say your household income was $50,000 prior to the NIL deal. Let's say now you made about $25,000 in NIL endorsement deals. Your household income is now $75,000. Guess what? When you report that on your FAFSA, your Pell Grant eligibility could be in question. You could be taking home way less than you were prior to the NIL. We can help you plan accordingly, budget for not only possibility of reductions in Pell Grants, but also saving for that big tax bill when tax time comes around. There are a lot of legislations, a lot of laws out there that are sitting on the table right now, proposed by both political parties, stating that if you are a college student and you make less than $20,000, you can keep your scholarships, or if you are a college student and you make over $20,000 in name, image, and likeness deals, your scholarships will be stripped away. It's a crazy time out there. There's a lot of unanswered questions. Fear not, here at the FitBiz CPA, not only will we help you with proper budgeting for that big tax bill, for your weekly budget, your living expenses, your budgeting for proper record keeping through a personal financial software called Quicken or QuickBooks Online. We will help you with this big one, the tax strategy of the S-Corp. Guys, if there's one thing I want you to take away from this video is that you will be paying more as a 1099 versus a W-2. Here at the FitBiz, we can help eliminate that tax burden and those tax uncertainties. Get in touch and see you in the next video.